Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. As you can see, the screen looks a little weird today. I messed up the recording of the last episode. The sound is all wrong. Basically, it's been pretty hot here the last couple of weeks, and I accidentally recorded that last one while the fan was pointed at my face, and so it sounded like I was in a wind tunnel. So rather than just leave it all a complete mystery, I thought I would do some quick post-commentary over a sped-up recording of the last episode. So we'll watch this half-hour episode over the course of 5 minutes, I think, going at about 8x. So let's get started. We didn't really miss all that much, to be honest. So we were headed to Vaults 2. Oh, well, 8x leaves some artifacts, I guess. But this was kind of exciting. We went downstairs. We were immediately ambushed by a couple elves who immediately sent us to the Abyss, which was not a very comfortable place. Ran into a Tormentor, Star-Cursed whatevers, and like a couple other... Oh, a Lurking Horror, right? And I was like, I had to get out of there right away. So teleport. That worked okay, but now I'm running low on teleports. I saw this big old purple box, and I chased things down, and like, I don't know, never really figured out what was going on in there. Ended up coughing a potion of might. Like, things were just not very good in the Abyss, and I was really desperate to get out. Apparently the World Binder startled me for some reason. I don't know. Okay, and some mutators, and I commented here briefly about, like, hey, there's potions of mutation. It wouldn't be too bad to get mutated a little bit. It turned out I didn't actually get no permanent mutations, but as you can see, we were taking a lot of damage in here. Not really well equipped to deal with Abyss. Boy, the artifacts of watching this at 8x speed are quite remarkable, but whatever. You guys get the idea. Came back up, fought these elves, no big problem, and now it's back down to Vaults 3. Ran into, I don't know, like, Vaults 3 actually, overall, I guess it was just those centaurs that we picked up. Oh no, yeah, okay. There's a bunch of these humans here, you know, the Iron Brand, Iron whatever, everythings, and I ended up using my lightning rod to tear through this early part of the group. But I think that is probably what made the noise that attracted like this stone giant from the north, and it turned out that my undead friends were not enough to take out this pack, and so we had to run away. But it actually turned out to work fine. They didn't follow me, and then we came back and, I don't know, just sort of blew through some stuff, it looks like. Got, I think, a ghost and a zombie out of that dragon, and wow, this really does look quite silly at 8x speed. Maybe I should have done this by spectating... oh well. Yeah, I probably should have. Whatever. And then here a little lesson in dealing with boggarts. You really have to prioritize them a lot, because they have very weak defenses, but if you let them get out of hand, you're suddenly surrounded by monsters. And in this case, one boggart summoned 4 additional boggarts, which meant it was really critical to deal with them as quickly as possible before the place just exploded with summoned monsters. And we just hit level 19 here, so Internationale has picked up Haste and Mass Confusion, which is great. And she immediately puts it to use by confusing these guys as well, which has made them quite trivial. And I think at this stage this is when we sort of had enough zombies and ghosts to basically steamroll the rest of the level as long as we keep going. I don't think you really missed much after this, but we may as well watch it to the end. It's almost over. Just sort of moving as fast as we can, trying to find stuff to kill, and then killing it. Here, a little recall gets the summons down behind those humans to get a better surround. And then we just sort of auto-explored the rest of the place. One lingering question was that that Ironbrand Convoker, this one, I mean, tried to cast Recall, or maybe it was the other one, I don't know. Tried to cast Recall, but there was, and that confused me because it means there must be some monsters nearby. Oh, that looks a little silly. Okay, well, let's get back to the real crawl window. Okay, so that's the recap. You guys missed an episode, or from another point of view, you're getting 2 episodes in one on this one. Sort of up to you. Anyway, it was a little bit strange to me the Ironbrand Convoker tried to convoke, because that means there are enemies on the level for him to convoke. But we didn't actually find them, so it's a bit of a mystery. Anyway, I think we are now... Am I on stairs? No, I'm not. I think think I was saying at the end of the last episode, not that you guys heard it, but I think I was saying we probably want to go try out Swamp rather than doing Vaults 4. Maybe even Elf, but with a magic resistance of like nothing. I'm not very keen on that idea. Yeah, let's go to Swamp. Aha! A monster! That explains who this Convoker was trying to get a hold of, I guess. Some ugly things, sure. Shouldn't be too big a deal. Death Channel will let us turn the tides in the right direction, and International's Mass Confuse is helping out as well. Look at that. It's such a great spell. An enemy who's confused is basically like just completely neutralized. And if you can get a bunch of them all at once, of course, that's great. Ooh. Did we reflect? What happened? Oh no, okay, he's confused. I thought he had somehow been hit by the barbs or something, but no, the International just confused him. I have to get the hang of that. Go get him. Yeah, he's paralyzed. Go get him though. I'm working on these barbs. Yeah, good work, International. You got him. Alright, back to Swamp, please. Skill points. How are we doing on this? I'm thinking it may be about time to like start thinking about how to get Simulacrum online. We're gonna need more damage output to tackle like depths, I think. And to do that, we need like spell levels, which we can get by forgetting Dazzling Spray. In fact, let's do that now. We also need money, but we picked up quite a bit of it in, I think it was on Vaults 2. Maybe some of it was, in Vaults 3. But anyway, there was money, so we can now afford... Ooh, and if we train Ice, we can get Azukubu's armor as well, which I think would be well worth it. We aren't relying on our move speed very much in combat. We're sort of just like hiding behind guys and tabbing, and so extra armor would be welcome. Yeah, we could pick up the Book of Frost, and also... So how many spell levels do I have then? 6. And also get working on Simulacrum. I think that's probably a good idea. Take a break on fighting and dodging, I guess. Go find... well, it's on my shopping list, I guess. F. Actually, is there a cheaper source of Azukubos somewhere? No. We'll go get the one on Dungeon 4 again. Yes. Go. Okay, yeah, and we don't... Right, none of these are... Right, okay. Buy the Book of Frost. Yes. Memorize Azukubos. Yes. And now if we want it, we could have Bolt of Cold, but that's really not in our wheelhouse, so... okay, and like, we'll work on spellcasting and especially Ice right now. Azukubos is at 22, and the spell power is bad. We have enough int, basically, that like we can sort of cast level 3... Is it 3 or 2? Level 3 spells, like, sort of okay, even without any training in the relevant schools. Enough int and spell casting. But, obviously we'd like to be able to make it useful. Alright, here we are in Swamp, and how did we leave things? There's this Oklob guarding, like, I don't know, nothing that I'm too keen to chase down, really. So... downstairs? There was, like, still Nicola, right? I don't have a lot of resistance. How many potions of resistance do I have? I don't see any. Do I have none? Have I identified them? I haven't. There's a dark potion on Dungeon 7 that I just, like, haven't picked up for some reason. I don't know what that's all about. Let's go get that. Huh. That's gotta be resistance, right? Well, let's inscribe it. If it's resistant, if it's experience, I don't mind. I'll just treat it as if it were experience and quaff it when I see Nicola. And if it's experience, I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I should leave, but hey, a free level. That's interesting. I don't often forget a potion on the ground accidentally. So where was Nicola? Alright, this was a swamp. Oh, we still don't... Do we have poison resistance? We still don't, right? And there's still no source of it. Yeah, that's the problem. That's why we didn't do swamp before. Because swamp dragons and swamp drakes are just, like, awful. Oh, boy. And, like, with no magic resistance, we can't... I'm not very comfortable in elf. Plus, we're just, like, not that strong. But, like, what else are we going to do? Go to depths? I just don't... Ugh, there's nothing good. That one is Nicola on Swamp 2 at this staircase. So we can avoid that, sure, but... Like, we can get to Swamp 3. We dove there before. We can do it again. It's just like, I'm not sure what the point is. I don't really want another rune right now. Alright, so I came into lair towards Swamp and left, and then came back, and now I'm leaving again. And I feel sort of dumb about it, but it doesn't really matter. Let's try to do depths. God, level 19 is so early. It's not that early, I guess. But I'm certainly not comfortable about it. A Spriggan Berserker zombie. Can I control this guy? No. Okay. I mean, in principle I could if I rolled very well. But he has a lot of resistance, and so it's just not that likely. Ah, right, we didn't finish Dungeon 15 because this entrance vault was so scary. Alright, let's just control these guys and go hunting. Well, that went well. I could choose to, like, kill these guys. Oh, well. I was going to say I could choose to, like, kill them before the spell wears off, as I sometimes do, to prevent them from turning against me. But I was like, you know what, I'll just let them follow me, and if we run into any more monsters, I don't mind renewing the control undead. But they turned before we ran into anyone, and I didn't really feel like continuing to drag them if they were going to resist the whole way. Let's Death Channel. Start collecting ghosts. How do you guys like that recap at the beginning, by the way? I know I don't get a lot of feedback from you generally, and, like, it's fine if you don't want to say anything, but, like, if you thought it was just a waste of time and you'd rather that I had skipped straight to this action and just said, hey, we went and I made a mistake and you missed one floor vaults, not much happened. You know, I could do that. If you thought the recap was fun, then, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to try not to get into a position where that is something that I even have to do. But I'll keep in mind, you know, any feedback that you guys have about whether that was good or how it could be done better, or if you would just rather it not be done at all or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know, let me know. Or don't. No big deal. But if you'd like to give some feedback, I am listening. Although, as I've mentioned previously, I'm often recording these episodes long before they go up. So it might be a while. But hopefully, you know, I won't have to think about doing any recaps for a while either. I might as well get a troll zombie, I guess. This floor is looking pretty okay. International. Oh yeah, so she picked up haste and mass confuse. I know I mentioned mass confuse. I don't remember if I mentioned haste in the recap. Oh, gotta remember we have Ozkua's armor now. That's a thing that can help. How much does it give me? 6 extra armor. That's pretty good for something that just costs 3 spell levels and no armor slots. Alright, well, we were going to try out depths. I'm still not very enthusiastic about it, but, you know, what can you do? I mean, I suppose I could declare the episode over, but it seems a bit early for that. Alright, good. We got just him. Oh, nice paralysis, kid. Deep Troll Shamans, by the way, if you are if you are used to playing console, it may puzzle you. Why are the Deep Troll Shamans blue? They're not blue in my game. They are, I believe, the only monster I have ever recolored in my options file, because I just find them so terrifying. It's so easy to, like, underestimate a group of trolls that has some Deep Troll Shamans in it. And their default color is, like, white, which looks a lot like gray. It looks like not threatening. Don't worry about this monster. And, I'll attack that guy. Whichever one I hit doesn't really matter. Good work, International. Anyway, and so I had enough close calls, and maybe a death? I don't remember. Against Deep Troll Shamans that I hadn't noticed, that I said, enough is enough. I need them to be a different color. And I made them blue so they stand out a little better. Maybe for everyone else, it's easy to tell them apart in their basic color, and maybe it's just a vision problem. But for me, anyway, it was what? Get out of here! Embrace my fugue. Little fake Cerebov here. It looks like. Anyway, just that's why they're blue. If you're surprised, then that's the explanation. If you didn't notice, then don't worry about it. Doesn't matter. Ooh. Let's get close and recall. Keep the regen up. Azakuba's armor. And these guys just melt like... Hey, you guys, I think you weren't watching the episode when I said melt like tissue paper. I think I was talking about boggarts or something, so I can say it again now, and you guys will think it was clever and creative and new. Haha. Actually, Depths has been going so far fine. Better than expected, honestly. What is this? There is something down here, so let's go check it out. Well, no. Up here? Let's recall. And regen. And Death Channel. We have a lot of buffs now that we cast at the beginning of combat. I don't know, I guess the Kubos is probably less important than tapping something for the moment. Let's back up and Ozakubos. Just in time. Fire Giant. Yeah, okay. I thought he had been confused, but he's just distracted. Did he kill himself with that fireball? Yeah, nice. You don't see that too often. They have a lot of fire resistance, so they don't take much damage from it, but they do take some. And apparently that was enough. Okay. So with all these buffs, of course, it's putting a lot of strain on our MP. Given that we're choosing not to fully rest in between encounters anyway. Whoa! Control Undead. Did I get any of them? Yeah, I got like half of them. Nice. Okay, good. I am so pleased that Control Undead, like, works. On a Vampire Knight, no less. Is there still a Vampire Mage around, or did we kill him? I'm not really sure on how that went. Ozakubos. Wow, paralyzed me. Rude. Regen. That's an advantage of having a bunch of allies, is that it's not such a big deal. To get paralyzed, like, it's still definitely quite bad. But there's other things for the enemies to attack, so you are not. Oh, it's a blood bar. Necromancy books, huh? Can I see what spells are in them? Simulacrum, and we don't need it. Sublimation of blood, though? Huh? That could be interesting. And it's not really worth spending $1,400 on, I don't think. This has Dispel Undead, but not that interesting. Yeah, okay. So we already have Sublimation of Blood available more cheaply if we want it. And Excruciating Wounds and Dispel Undead all in the same book. So that Book of Death really should be Death. Should be on. Now I have to search for Physics. View it, and now I can go shopping? God, I hate the remote shopping list interface. Well, whatever. Alright, shut the door. Regen, Death Channel, Tab! Okay. My fire resistance is 0. That's a bit of a problem. Where's International? She's dead. Oh. If I'd realized that, maybe I would have been a little bit more careful about engaging anything. Do I have a Kusajo scroll? I do. Let's just read that now. Holy word. Very funny. Alright, well. Ow! Alright, you know what? Let's get out of here. I don't like fire giants. Oh, never mind. I take it back. I love fire giants. Good paralysis, International. When did you get here? Just in the nick of time, I guess. Alright, well, let's press our luck, I suppose. While we have a few undeads. This is the... At the beginning of Depths, it was all going quite well, and we ran into a couple of enemies against whom we are a bit less effective. Alright, we'll idealize her, I guess. And it definitely can get out of control. Not exactly quickly, but it's not really in control at the moment. We're sort of like, yeah, okay, if we run into easy monsters, we can handle them. But we don't have enough to steamroll over the whole floor. And so if we run into any hard monsters, we're going to be in a bit of a pickle. A tough spot, at least. If maybe not a full-fledged whole pickle. I don't really care about this Eye of Draining. Book of Debilitation, also don't care about. Let's go up here, I guess, while we're up here. Oh, it's very, like, little closet there. Interesting decorum choice. Not decorum, decor choice. Decorum would be about, like, manners. And maybe it's rude to put a closet in the middle of a dungeon. I don't know. It's not really the sort of thing that I was taught about when I was growing up. An abandoned shop. Regen, Death Channel. Come get me, bro. Oh, should have Azakubo'd. Azakubo. There we go. I heard a shout. Where is it? Go get him. Keep regenning, though. Yeah, hexing is pretty good. That is to say, the hexing ancestor. Mass Confuse, like when players cast it, it doesn't have the... Oh, I should have Death Channel up. Actually, I should just stay up in front. Don't let International get killed. When players cast it, the spell power is quite low. I'm really surprised that it's so effective when a heavily Alcana Ancestor casts it, it really does work against more monsters than I would expect. Regen, Death Channel. I don't know, Ozakubos? Sure. Alright, Ozakubos is down to 8% fail, and Simulacrum is already down to 19, so... What does Spell Power give you against this? Do you get more undeads, or do they last longer, or what? I'm not sure. But we're close to being able to learn Simulacrum, which would help a lot, I think. There is a corpse. I'll take it. I think we're basically done with the floor. I mean, modulo some leftover stragglers, of course. I'll just put on all these buffs and let International kill everything. At least one of these guys will leave a corpse and we can just eat it. And now Auto Explorer will go check out all the things we had that were zombies, because hey, they can leave loot behind. Oh, let's Ozakubos, regen, and back to tabbing. Tango Reaver's a bit tough, but we can sort of just back off whenever we want in a situation like that because of the layout. We could just always get around the corner from him and let him face some undead, so I was not terribly worried about him. Wow, a lot of ugly things here. And they're all confused, right? Yeah, good work, International. Really a useful spell. Okay, well that was Death's 1. And look at that, we're just about at the half-hour mark. Perfect timing. I don't know if we're gonna go to Depths 2 or try to do something else. We're certainly trying to like avoid getting... We're still pretty weak, and so I don't want to just like dive straight down in any branch. I want to dive deep enough that it gets challenging and then back off and go somewhere else. Sort of probing the dungeon for weaknesses, I guess. Anyway, but that's a question for the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.